Morning guys, welcome to day 4 of week 4 of the Guildford City Fitness live stream. This video is for the younger guys today, so Regs and Dan. Sorry for the little delay, we're just going to set my phone up for comments because we found it is genuinely much more reliable if we use 2 phones instead of it coming through on the one that's filming. So today's session, hope you've been enjoying the new format. I'm ready to go again today. If you haven't had a chance to look at Kate's talk around goal setting and motivation live last night, make sure you have a go on the club's YouTube and catch up there. Got some pretty cool points that I took from it that I'm going to put into the end of the session just to get you thinking about it a little bit more. But if you did watch it anyway, leave a comment and just let us know what you found useful, because it'd be really cool for us to share ideas around it. So, warm up today, always make sure the area is clear. I say it every day until it sinks in. So, plenty of room for you, drinks ready, same cup, different drinks. And the only kit you're going to need for today's session is going to be on a bag for doing your pullovers, for your back stuff, and then the rest is all aerobic conditioning. So you're going to need a good set of lungs on you, which I'm sure everyone's better than me at that. Let's not split hairs. So warm up time, we're going to go bent the iron cross to begin with. So you're going to bend the iron cross into dead bug. And then today's game is Simon Says. We're taking the animals out because we're just going to put animal movements into Simon Says. So if you want to see me repeat any of those animal movements, get your finger on the button, let us know what you want to see. We're starting the warm up with bent the iron cross in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
So we've got morning from Manon, from Pranas, from Sam, from Kira, from Yash, from Scarlett, from Cara, from Clelia, from Manon, Danny and Sophia, Charlie, Ella, and Savannah, Harry, Scarlett, and Michael.
I think my limit's 3 names at a time.
You can just say morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. No, it was every morning I'm thinking, today's the day. I'm gonna wish good morning to everyone that comments. And I get the first 3, then I forget. So that'll lift bent the iron cross to make sure chest and shoulders are stuck to the ground all the way through. And then you're going to go into dead bugs. So you're going to stay flat on the ground and do 3 on each side. Again, hands and feet in the air. Don't be a hero and do a double, because you're just going to focus on getting a really big stretch with your limbs and keep your lower back pushed into the ground.
Morning from Serena.
So, out and then back in. Get your fingers as far away from your toes as you can. Big long streamline. And then back in. And then leave that one there. You're then going to go into Spider-Man lunge. So again, you're going to have your knee on the ground to begin. And you're going to try to sink your chest as far to the ground as you can. Try and get your lead elbow, the one in front, underneath the lead knee. Like that, with the straight back. And then switch.
Morning from Edith and her dog.
What's your dog's name, Edith? Everyone's been saying, the dog's showing it. I want to know the pet's names.
Yeah.
They're members of the family too.
Morning from the Graphs.
Graphs. There you go. So try and get all the way down. Only if your back's straight, so it doesn't count if you go like this and round yourself up. Then you're going into windmills.
The dogs are Rusty and Rolo.
Rusty and Rolo are great names as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, standing up in a wide position. Make sure I'm in the shot. You're going to go from here, we've done it before. Reach down, touch your hands to the outside of your leg, and face the other way, back into the middle.
Morning from Zach. Morning from Morgan, and morning from B.
Zach, Morgan and B. See? 3 people.
Yeah.
So as you go through this, guys, 3 on each side. Try and get your foot, so your hand further down your leg every time. If you want to get more of a rotational stretch between your shoulders, just go down and pull. So I used to start about here and just pull my hand this way.
Morning from Gabriella and Charlie, my dog.
Gabriella and Charlie the dog, that's phenomenal. Again, great dog names, guys. Keep them coming. Then walk out into downward dog. My brain's fried from earlier. Okay, so you're going to walk out. Most of you know this one anyway. So walk up like normal. Push yourself into a downward dog. So it's like the peekaboo stretch. You walk out to press up plank. Then you Push your hips in the air. Ugh. And your head through your hands, behind your elbows. So you're going to walk out, do one of those, walk back. You're going to do 6. Down, push up.
Hi from Morgan.
Walk out series. So that should be 6.
Hi from Megan and her mum.
Pro and IYT, Megan and her mum, hello. Pro and IYTW. So IYTWs as you know them, but face down on the ground. So no one can complain about getting splashed because there's no one else to do it to you. So the amount of grumbling that goes on when people don't want to do this because they get wet, even though they're there to swim. Head down. Just IYTW, but you're trying to get your wrist and elbows high up above your head as you can. So again, make sure you don't hit anything. So arms up. At 2 seconds out, 1 second back. 1, 2, 1, and then start. 1, 2, back. To 3 of each position. Again, almost imagine like you're a puppet on a string. You've got a string around your wrist and it's been lifted up. To go through that 3 times and really make sure that you don't drop, so you don't go down, up all the time. It starts to get really tough at the end range. And then you've got Simon Says. So, 2 1-minute rounds. Make sure you've had your drink. Make sure you finish off all those mobility bits as best you possibly can. Oh, it is up in monitor. Sorry, no, it's delayed. Huh, never knew that. Anyway, Simon Says. I'm going to call it out. Sorry, Lee and Demi. I'm taking control of my own fate here. So 2 1-minute rounds. And ready to go in 3, 2, 1, go.
Right.
So, huh?
We'll get our own back one day, guys.
Okay, so sit down. Remember, it's 1 burpee. 1 burpee per mistake. So Simon says sit down. Stand up. Simon says stand up. Simon says gorilla walk. So unlimited space. 1 time around the room. Okay, Simon says bunny hop. Simon says touch your toes. Touch your toes. Touch your nose. Simon says touch your head. Simon says jump. Simon says squat. Simon says A-skip. Sit down. Simon says sit down. 1 minute done. 1 more to go. So a little 10-second rest. We're going to go back on our feet.
So how many of you guys just earned yourself a burpee?
I almost gave myself burpees by copying myself. Okay, so starting with Simon says crab walk in 2, 1, and go. So Simon says crab walk, low as you can. It's 3 steps one way, 3 steps the other. Make sure you're clacking your hands like a crab.
Morning from Dimitri and his mum.
Simon says duck walk. So again, down here, hand on the ground if you need to. Drag your back foot round so your foot goes to the side. Just go 3 steps on each side. And jog. Hopefully you've annoyed the neighbours with all the cracking you did as well. I wasn't brave enough. Okay, star jump. Sit down. Simon says star jump. Simon says star jump. Simon says B-skip. Finish off with Simon says sit down. But then from there you've got to get up and grab your drinks while I explain the session. Whole body strength. So again, we're going to go through some variations on a theme. So you guys today, you're going to have your wide push-ups. So we haven't done them this week. So you're on your knees, Hands outside shoulder width. If you're having problems with elbows and shoulders and whatnot, just pick a core exercise, one of your favourites, so let us know what it was. So hands outside, and then push up. Just make sure that your elbows, I'd probably go literally lie on the ground, make sure your thumb is touching the outside of your shoulder. You don't want to be like this. That's called a crucifix push up because it's really wide. And I can't do them, so they're not being written in the program. Then pullovers. It's another pulling variation. So you grab your bag for your bent over rows, or a ball, or a book. It's basically like a strength, an upper body strength version of a dead bug. So you imagine what you do with a dead bug with your arms. You're just going to hold that book. I'm going to have my bag. Make sure there's no straps. If it is a bag, make sure that the straps are tied down so they don't dangle and hit you. You have your hands up to the ceiling like this. Make sure I'm in the shot. Feet are off the ground, and just go down like that till just before your hands touch the ground, and pull them back. So it looks like this. Hold it there, back over. So you're trying to get from here to there, then pull using your lats. So all the work should be done here, and probably a bit in your upper back from trying to keep your wrists off the floor. Okay, and then you're going into, cut the bottom off, split squat. So again, we'll do 20 seconds on each side of just up and down, then just swap. If you've got your bag for the pullovers, you might want to and you want to wear it, just hug the front. But again, body weight control, my favourite variations for this would be the slow ones. So if you want to go 2 10-second reps, I'd much prefer you did that. So, grab your drink, we're going to get going. That's part 1. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go, guys. Part 1. So again, belt, really can't wait. I much prefer people using the belt technique than these. But if you're trying to learn how to do wide bonds, like I said, relax, hands on the shoulders like normal, and then just slip your thumb out so it doesn't look very wide, but it's wide enough to make it harder on your chest muscles. So 10 more seconds in the round. Make sure your elbows go down behind you, like you're trying to make an arrow between your elbow and your head. Then relax there. Into your pullovers. So again, upside down. So as much about scap stability as it is back strength. 2, 1, go. Hold it. Pull down. If you want it, it's more challenging. Bring your hands a bit closer, but for now, if you're just learning it, I'd say grab the outsides. Get a nice big stretch in your upper back, try not to cross your ankles. Just keep them up. Make sure your lower back stays flat into the ground. Like that. And 2, 1. Relax. So you can get a lot of good work done there with something as easy as a book. So if I took one of the books out of my bag, you can see that. We're going to go split squat. I would be the Pokemon card. So that alone. 2, 1, go. Thought it could have been one of my master science books, but no.
No, it had to be a Pokemon, but...
It's going to be Image's Pokemon guide. So, challenge everyone on the camera. So if we can pull this off. 2, 1, relax. Switch sides, make sure you start on the ground again. So your feet are where they need to be. Really slow, nice and tall. Oh, I'm gonna do it. No, 10 seconds, go again. It's much more impressive to be here than to go, oh, I'm tired. I'm gonna round down. Relax. Round 1 of part 1 done. So just to demonstrate the pull over with something smaller, you're going to go feet up, hands around the book, up to here, and pull back. So obviously you're trying to make sure you don't get to here, and then relax so that it's stuck and fit under your back. It's got to be pressed into the ground, so you're pulling your belly button towards your face, which in itself is quite an important skill to learn, because of all the time you spend swimming with your face in the water. Obviously not extra, but it just means that you're learning how to control what all these muscles do, so that you don't do this too much, so to get back problems. So 3, 2, 1, go. So we're back into push-ups, guys. Again, if you're just learning them, you might find it helpful to just control that downward bit, splat down and relax for a second, and lift your hands up and push down. So again, nice and slow. Control. So you're just working on that pushing action. So down. Or you can just relax. Just do the pushing bit. So you practice that. Relax there. Into pullovers.
Morning guys, Tiggy here.
How you doing, Tiggy? Thanks for joining in. A couple more seconds and we're going pullovers again, everyone. 3, 2, 1, go. So again, challenge yourself with time. So the longer you spend with something over your head, the more challenging it's going to become on the muscles that are helping it stay there. And pull back. So it's actually quite easy to do this, but I'm actually at risk of letting go of the thing I'm holding. So control yourself. See how long you can manage to hold it for. And then pull back. Last few seconds. And then relax. Into your split squats again. And again, I'll be so impressed if I can come back. We can go back to the sports park, the Spectrum, and everyone's split squats look like this. 2, 1, go. So you know where your feet are, you can push them both evenly. You can control without falling over. If I show you front arm, you might struggle. Some people tend to do this, or they want to plank, and then that becomes very difficult. If I try and squat that way, it's not always going to work. So I'd start on my knees, like that, and just slide one of them in front. So you've got a good even split. It'll be far more balanced, because your belly button's going to be between your ankles, rather than in line with them. Switch sides if you didn't. I'll be talking too much again. I'm going to punish myself by going for a bit longer. So you guys stop, down, and save the squat jumper for tomorrow. So we're on to the last rest before the last round of part 1. Make sure you take a little sips of drink, very important. Make sure you recover right. And we're going to push-ups again in 3, 2, 1, go. So again, the big difference with wide push-ups is because your hands are further away from the middle of your body, it makes your chest muscles work a lot harder. Doing control. Think about it like a splat. So if you go down and then splat the floor, so you push down really hard, so you get you back up to the top if you're trying to learn how to do it.
What warm-up did you start with today? What number?
Number 3.
Warm-up number 3, Hillary.
And 2, 1, relax. Into pullovers again. I've got a whole bookshelf I could have been loading my bag with.
I know.
All the books I could have grabbed. So again, make sure you're ready. 2, 1, go.
Holly and the cat Rusty are watching.
Rusty the cat, so I've got Rusty the dog and Rusty the cat as well. That's awesome. Ooh. Again, really important. If you're using the bag, make sure the straps are tied up. So if you think about this one, if I was on my front and I had my hand over my head and then pulled it down, it's not replicating stroke, but it's the way your muscle works. So your lat starts long and then has to pull down. So try and concentrate on that, but with straight arm. And then relax. Because you have to go from a long into a short with that. Was all the other ones, they're there. So it's a bit more like pull-ups if you haven't got them. So try and make the most of it. Split squat in 2, 1, go. So again, posture, posture, posture. So you know where your head is, you know it's going to stay behind that front heel. And then switch over. Start on the ground. And push. So I prefer it this way. I can feel my toes pushing down into the floor as I come up. But so even at my age, it's still, you have to think about what your feet are doing instead of just copying what I look like. 2, 1, relax. But at the rate some of you lot are going, you're going to be much stronger than me by the time you're 15 anyway. Okay, so that's it, part 1 done. You're going to have a minute and a half off. Then we're going to look at some aerobic conditioning, which is the boring grown-up way of saying we're going to try and make your heart and lungs work really hard, basically. So, to do that, you've got a bunch of mountain climbers, a bunch of star jumps, and a bunch of lunge to high knees. So we'll move this out of the way now. Your oily body weight, maybe a cushion. Don't need him either. So, mountain climbers, no, I will need that. Scatterbrain. So mountain climbers, start on the ground, hand on the shoulder. You're just going to alternate, bring your legs up, concentrate on shoulder stability and core. If that's too much, you can incline yourself, so use a sofa or a coffee table. If that's too much, just go high knee. Just make sure that your knees are coming up to hip height or above before you then go into star jumps. There's more jumping jacks. So hands overhead, feet even, keep your heart high, your heart working hard, and then lunge into high knee. Start on one foot with your knee up, down to the ground, and then up.
Manon and her dog are watching too.
Push the dog's name on, and then switch. So 20 seconds one, 20 seconds the other. If you go from a split squat into a where you're controlling, making your muscles work very hard, to a down and up, keep your heart working hard at the end of the circuit. So make sure you've had your drinks and you're ready to go with me through a round of mountain climbers in 3, 2, 1, here we go.
Oh, her dog's name is Summer.
Summer, amazing name. So again, while you're doing this, guys, make sure your head is facing the floor so your neck's neutral, you're not straining anything around here. If you're inclining, make sure your feet are stable. So if you're comfortable and stable, you've got something or someone behind you. So while you're doing that, you don't slip backwards and fall on your face. So you stay nice and upright, pushing your hands down. If you're not doing that, you're just high kneeing on the spot. 2, 1. Stop there for now. Take a little break before you go into star jumps. In 3, oh, no, a little bit longer than that. 3, 2, 1, go. So of course, instead of star jumps, you could go through some IM order skipping. So just to remind you what the strokes are, how they would look. This would, if you haven't got a rope, this would substitute in for breaststroke because your feet are going out. And then if you backstroke, feet go backwards and forwards. And then just to split them up, normal skipping would sub in for freestyle. And then fly would be backwards and forwards. So again, back, free, breast, and then relax. So if you want to do that, we're going to put them more into next month. The program's going to start the funnel towards being a little bit more water specific in terms of how it's written. So if you want to do it in IM order, have a go now. That's just me showing you. I'm going to stick with the star jumps because I like the arm bit. And then you're going to go reverse lunge, 2, 1, go. So start like this, knee down, up quick. So if you want a cushion down, just in case you fall because you can't control, do that. So the point is, as you go through it, switch sides, that you're gonna go down and then snap up. That, because if you start to slow down and do this, it doesn't help you as much. So it's down, drive, drive. So swing that leg up and forward. 3, 2, 1, stop. There you go. Round 1 of part 2 done. So make sure you take a drink, a little 30-second break. Gone through my water already. Hope you guys have got 2 water bottles if you need them, but make sure you sip and drink all the way through. Mountain climbers again in 2, 1, go. Make sure you haven't got anything in your way. And again, demonstrate incline ones. It's more important to get this incline position right, like you're doing incline push-ups. Hands over shoulders. Go from there. You can do them incline against the wall. But again, it's more important to think about where your feet are. 5 seconds left. We're just high knee. And relax. So hold that one there. 15-second break. And make sure you're taking deep breaths. Control your breathing. 5 seconds left. In 2, 1, go. Just star jumps, you make them harder by getting higher. So if you compare this to, and as you're doing them, make sure your hands go at least up over your shoulders, because just using the small muscles in your upper body is going to help give you a bit more conditioning. It's going to make your heart work a little bit harder.
So we've got
15 seconds.
Thank you very much for your dedication and time.
Who's that from?
Hi from Gillian.
You're very welcome. You're all very welcome, always.
By the way, if I get any of your names wrong, guys, feel free to
Relax.
correct me in the comments.
So, not to get too gruesome, but all this extra heart work is going to make sure you got more blood, and more blood means you can get more oxygen, means you can work harder for longer. Lunging in 2, 1, go. So we know all these exercises make us fitter, but the way that we write the program is that we have to try and figure out what it does to your body and why that's helpful. So again, this doesn't look like swimming, and nothing can replace swimming, but we know if you switch sides now, guys, if you can breathe more effectively and recover more effectively, that helps the swimming. That's what all this program, or all the normal program's about. 2, 1, relax. So again, really important with this one, you might find one side's easier than the other one. So just going like that, I actually feel more comfortable pushing on my left. Don't worry, don't agonize over the reasons. If you play football, you might find that you always kick with one foot in particular. It's normally your stronger leg you stand on. So it just means, you know, if you haven't done this exercise, but you've done plenty of like kicks on one leg, it's just a bit more used to it. 2, 1, off you go, guys. Last round of part 2, mountain climbing. Just make sure when you keep going through it, your back's flat, your hands are under you. So as soon as you go from this, even if it's slow, that's still a mountain climber. You're still having to work really hard at holding your core, pushing your hands down. But if you start to round up, we'll do that slippy one. You've got to stop and go incline. So you're still pushing hard, still holding the core. As soon as you slip, high knee for the last 10 seconds. In 2, 1, stop. Okay, and then 3, 2, 1, let's go. Star jumps. So if you want to practice your IM order, or you just want to do a different stroke, rather than kind of skipping, that's fine. You can still do the athletics ones. I just like star jumps because of the arm part. So you just start to think about what they're doing, going overhead.
Thank you, Jordan. This has been very helpful.
And then 10 seconds left. Stay strong, stay working hard. And stop. Okay, final hurdle, done for the day. Lunge into high knee, 20 seconds on each side. Again, make sure you go down. Count the air. A lot of you guys love making noise, so I'll do it with you. So down, and then bang, up, down. Do the little clap. Don't start all the pets. Just make sure you keep breathing. Up, wait, and then up really quick. Okay, then switch sides. A couple of seconds to shake out. Hold this position. So you push with your back foot as much as your front. Makes it easier, but it also means your core stays organized. Make sure you swap your arms as well. So again, it's a little bit more coordination. And relax there. So really, really, really good job there, guys. Well done. Give yourselves a clap. Make sure you take a drink. Make sure your breathing's back to normal before you start to cool down. So that aerobic conditioning is quite lower body dominant, more the, plus you're on split squats. So not only did you have to do squats in the strength bit, having to do them here means that you might get more tired, your heart has to work harder to keep you working. So you're still going to do the same amount of stretching for each part of the cool down, because you want to know how beat up do you feel today. So you might think, oh, we did a lot of lower body work, do extra mobility, and you're right, but this part of the cool down is literally just to switch you from exercise to not exercise. So you need to do the same amount, and then you'll start to think about it. If you feel the same, maybe just stick to your normal routine. Switch sides. If you feel the same, but then you look at your knee and it's a bit further in front than normal, you have to work a little bit harder to look the same, then do a bit more afterwards. Grab your foam roller, etc. and do it after the fact. So finish your chest stretch.
So thank you for a great session from Tara Oxley. Thank you for an amazing session, Jordan from Manon.
Very welcome, guys. While I'm here, I think so we're going to start putting a couple of extra bits, so just to remind you of some things. So in terms of ankle flexibility, because of all the running you guys have been doing, you have to start thinking about that a bit more as well. So don't forget to make this one, to stretch this muscle out with that foam roller. Put your toes, copy me, toes on the floor, and then just reach forward a bit. So if you look from behind, you go toes down, turn them to the side, so now my heel goes towards my TV or towards that side of the room. Just reach down a little bit. And side over you, I'm going to switch sides, which messes it up a little bit.
Thank you, Jordan, for an amazing session. Edith finds it really fun. Thank you from Harry, from Bella, from Manon.
It's way more fun when you read the comments that way, there's so many more.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, I'm not pushing here, guys, I'm just literally resting my toes on the floor. I can feel that quite a little bit. So just have a try and start to think about ways you can make your ankle nice and flexible. Definitely should be looking at that.
Cara says that she's so grateful for the session.
I don't think I can say it enough. There's literally no amount of thank yous I'm going to get bored of, because it reinforces all the work that we're doing behind the scenes. It's not just me, you know, like all the coaches that are still working at the minute or having an input. We're trying to figure out the best way to organise these things. Like Demi's working on the camera, the sports science team. Honestly, you should really would recommend watch those videos. Have a look at the resources we put out.
Thank you from Maddie, from Tegan, from Sam, from Scarlett and Michael, from Charlie, from Danny and Sophia.
Bending iron cross, guys. It's on the ground. Shoulders flat. Pull your knee up towards you. If you move your ankle around, straighten it, pull it closer, it'll hit different muscles. I feel really bad. Someone commented last night. I want to say her name was Ruth. But like Lee pointed out on the comment section of Kate's video, a lot of this content is just different ways. So if you do this stuff, you're going to say fit. So that'll support how much swimming, good swimming you can do. But all the sports science stuff, really, like 10 years ago, didn't really exist for guys your age. Lat stretch. So I'm going to do peekaboo so I can kneel down. So.
Pranath is sweating. He had a great session. Thank you.
I'm really glad, guys.
Thank you from Savannah, from Clelia.
Yeah, I imagine everyone's going to need to shower after this.
Yeah.
But it's in that if you get like hot and sweaty from doing this sort of work, what's the difference? You still feel very familiar to a lot of them. Okay, switch sides. You know, so all the psychology and all the nutrition talks. Yeah, like 10 odd years ago, guys your age, it was just reserved for the very top end of sports. So if you can think about it now, you know, like some of the videos talking about how to cook, maybe not if you're like under 10, maybe let your parents do that, but, you know, asking about what you should be eating, asking what's going to be good for you, make you like happy, those are good questions to ask. You know, if you're really young, we're never going to tell anyone, if you want to swim fast, you've got to eat this, but it might make you sleep a little bit better, and then you'll be happier, and you can play more sport, and you can concentrate in school, things like that. So, you know, there's always something you can try and do, if you find it interesting. What I was going to say today was about the goal setting bits, that Kate talked yesterday about motivation and ways of staying motivated. So, chest stretch. If you want to set yourself a goal, so motivation is really hard to keep hold of sometimes. You'll have days where you feel really great and you want to be the best you can be at whatever it is. And then some days you wake up, sometimes it's the next day and you think, nah, not worth it, don't want to do it anymore. But if you write down what you want to do, it becomes easier to try and remind yourself of what it's going to take. So one of the things she talked about was SMART goals. So if you haven't heard of those before, SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, relatable, and then like time bound. So if you wanted to, let's say that your goal was, I'm going to go with the one I did for the other video because it relates to me. It's easier for me to explain without getting it wrong. So if you got told your starts needed work, but you were technically amazing looking, done the chest stretch, guys. I'm just going to go through neck one as well so that you can do it while I'm talking. So hand over your head. All you're going to do, you're not pulling at all. You're just going to hold your shoulders steady. Make sure your core's tight. You're going to start doing a plank. And just let your right ear fall down to your right shoulder without lifting it up. So you don't go and call it a stretch. Relax it. Maybe use your left hand and just encourage. So you're just like resting your hand on your face. And see if you feel a stretch here. So as I'm doing that, so what do I say? I would start. So you might look good in the air, you might look good on the block, but you maybe want to try and get a bit further into the water. You know that if you can jump, if you've got really explosive, powerful legs, you think, oh, I'm going to practice the jumping, which is why we put it in the test, in the challenge yesterday. Again, not because if you do that, you're going to become an Olympian, but it can help you sort of, it's kind of related. So specifically, you think you want to get further off the block when you dive. Is it measurable? Or you can look at it, you can watch a video, your coach can tell you, you could measure it, and then you can look at your jumps. So maybe you have, one's not very good, you don't jump very high compared to like other people your age, so yeah, measurable, so it's okay. Achievable, well, if you said, I'm gonna jump further by the end of the week, that's more time bound. Achievable would be, it should be achievable, because if you were never going to get better, then we wouldn't tell you to do it.
And it's setting a realistic distance. It's not going, I'm going to jump a massive distance.
Yeah, so the thing about the flags are at 5 meters. If your goal was, I'm going to jump past the flags on every dive, it's probably not achievable. If you said, oh, I want to, you just said, I want to jump further than I did last year. So whether it's counties, regionals, whatever your big goal meet is, then I want to jump further than I did last year. That's, you're making it, you're setting the goalposts to a place where you can actually get to them. Relatable.
Yeah.
Or
so it will help your overall time. So how will it help your swim in general? It's no good picking something that you want to improve on if it's not actually going to benefit the bigger picture.
So like the older ones in lots of sports, they want to like do bicep curls because they want to have big arms, but like having big arms doesn't make you swim fast in itself. But if you if you get stronger and more powerful, this is more for like older ones. But for you guys, you could look at it and say, oh, I want to be, more flexible. But being more flexible on its own doesn't make you swim faster. So saying more flexible, it's not. You've got to try and narrow it down.
Yeah.
So if I can dive further, if you're a sprinter and you've only got to swim a 50 or 100, you're going to get closer to the other side of the pool from the blocks. So then that's going to impact your time for sprinters. So again, it's all about what event you're in and what distance you swim. And then time bound, if you, again, like I said, wanted to say, I want to jump further off the blocks by next week, it's not very realistic. If you said, I want to dive further in 2 years' time, it's going to become very hard to see whether you're getting closer to it. So you maybe want to check a month. But again, talk to your coach, talk to your parents, talk to me. There's always ways of you think, this is my goal. And it's always very personal. So it can't be a case of your mum or dad or your lead coach just saying, this is what you need to do. It becomes a lot better if you, I think Ellen touched on intrinsic, so when you want to do it for you, you'll want to achieve it more. And you'll keep coming back to it instead of someone saying, how's that going? So again, not to bore you or tread over familiar ground, but just think about those things. It doesn't have to even be like that. I've just given you the example that I thought was easy to explain. But anything, could be anything at all you want. Could be school related if that's going to help you, if you want to do something. Have a go. Try writing it down. Just go over that SMART thing and see how far you get, and let us know in the comments. Let us know what you come up with. Nope, that's it. All good for me today. Really do appreciate, guys, all the comments and the engagement. It's been really great working with you again today. So that's it from me, and then from everyone else behind the scenes at Guildford. I want you all have a really great day, no matter where you are in the world. Thank you.